Yo, what's good? It's your boy Dre, back with another episode of Fumbling at the Goal Line. Now, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've, had another episode, like 4 months to be exact. But yeah, a lot has gone down uh from January to now. It's April 19th right now. So yeah, a lot of stuff has been going down in the world of sports, and we're gonna start from the top. We're gonna start from the top of the year. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much, we're gonna start with the Super Bowl. Recap the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So pretty much, for those who've been under a rock, the Kansas City Chiefs had played the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl, beating them 25-22 in overtime. Um, Me being an Eagles fan, I'm happy. I'm happy the 49ers lost because they was talking mad shit. Yo, 49ers fans was talking mad shit. You know what I'm saying? This is our year. We gonna win the Super Bowl, blah, 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 and all this and that. And, they had me worried for the majority of the game. But Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, they like being down in the Super Bowl by 10 at some particular point in the game. And then they come back and Patrick Mahomes does what he does. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't hate on that man. He just busts out with the Mahomes magic. So this particular time, they came back from 10, I believe. It was in the second half. And then pretty much, like Mahomes does, got the game to overtime. And then they won the game in overtime. San Francisco actually was held to a field goal in the overtime, and then pretty much like Mahomes came down and drove the ball, and with 3 seconds left, threw a touchdown pass to Hardman, who actually was on the Jets for the majority of the 2024 season. I believe the Chiefs came and got him after he was released. Was it like halfway during the season or something like that? Came back to the Chiefs, and that move paid off. So pretty much, they got their fourth Super Bowl. They're the 10th repeat Super Bowl winner. The first since, I believe, the Cowboys went back to back in, like, I think it was like 95, 96 or something like that. So pretty much, yeah. No, I think it was like 92, 93. But anyway, you can fact check me on that. I'm not 100% sure, so don't blame me. But then, pretty much like all hell broke loose in NFL free agency. So yeah, Mitchell Trubisky actually went back to the Bills. Matt Collins went to the Bills. Curtis Samuel went to the Bills. La'el Collins went to the Bills. Deion Dawkins, Will Clapp, which is actually one of the funniest names of all time. And he is like, yo, if he goes on Twitter, he should know that his name is like a meme on Twitter. Like, anytime you see a thick chick or an attractive chick online on Twitter, yeah, you're going to see the Will Clapp meme on there. That shit is funny as hell. They signed AJ Espinenza, Casey Toohill, Daquan Jones, Jordan Phillips, Nicholas Moreau, and Teron Johnson got re-signed. They got Mike Edwards, and they re-signed Taylor Rapp. So for the Dolphins, they brought back what was it, Salvan Ahmed. Raheem Mostert came back. Braxton Berrios. Just giving you all the notable names. Jonnu Smith. Let's see. Isaiah Wynn resigned. They brought in Shaq Barrett from Tampa Bay. I guess Shaq Barrett was like, yo, I like playing in the sunshine. I'm not going to leave Florida. Tierra Tart. He was actually pretty good for being Madden. I had a fantasy draft and I had him as a defensive tackle, so he was actually pretty good. Deshaun Hand, Jordan Brooks from Seattle, Anthony Walker. They brought in Kendall Fuller, Jordan Poyer from the rival Bills. He got his bread. Actually, it was a 1-year deal. And then they re-signed Jake Bailey. Now, the New England Patriots brought in Jacoby Brissett, Antonio Gibson. He's going to get more playing time than he did over in Washington. He had a good rookie season with Washington, and then he just couldn't get any carries um, for the rest of his tenure in Washington. Kendrick Bourne re-signed. KJ Osborne signed. Bum-ass Jalen Rager. He re-signed with the Patriots. More likely, he's going to be their kickoff and punt returner. Austin Hooper, he was on fire for like a couple of years, and then he just fell off too. He went to Cleveland and he fell off. Like he should have just stayed in Atlanta. Tyrone Wheatley Jr. He re-signed with the Patriots. Chukwuma Okorafor. He signed with the Patriots. Anthony Jennings re-signed with the Patriots. Josh Uche re-signed with the Patriots. Christian Ellis re-signed. Sion Taki, he signed. He came over from Cleveland. Kyle Duggar re-signed with the Bills. We're going to move on to the Jets. Tyrod Taylor, he signed with the Jets. Depending on, I guess he's going to back up Aaron Rodgers. Well, he is. Aaron Rodgers ain't coming back to the Jets to ride the bench. He's rather just retire. Mike Williams from the Chargers came over. Tyron Smith, longtime Cowboy, went over to the Jets. Javon Kinlaw, longtime 49er. I hate this. Hassan Reddick from my Eagles. We traded him to the Jets. I mean, I can't really tell you. I mean, it has to be money because like Hassan Reddick is basically a hometown kid. He's from Camden, right across the bridge. It was a dream for him to play for the Eagles. He played for the Eagles twice. Helped us get to a Super Bowl. The season before in 2023, we didn't win the Super Bowl. But, I wish he could have ended his career in Philly. But, he's right up the turnpike and with the Jets. So wish him nothing but respect and wish him the best. Unless they play the Eagles. Then I'm like, nah, don't play your best. Solomon Thomas actually resigned with the Jets. They got Chuck Clark. He resigned. Ashton Davis resigned. Greg Zerline and Thomas Morstead to round out the special teams. So Baltimore Ravens, they signed Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson stays with a job, dog. He really does. He's a journeyman. He's played for mad teams, but he stays with a job. The big signing for them is Derrick Henry. Now, pairing Derrick Henry with Lamar Jackson, that's probably like the best 1-2 rushing combo in the league. And it's crazy when it's like when you have a running back that's part of a devastating rushing tandem. And that's crazy. Then you can't sleep on Lamar Jackson's arm either. This motherfucker might actually repeat as MVP. But this might actually be a good move to get them past the Kansas City Chiefs, but we'll see. They signed Nelson Aguilar, who was with the Patriots for the past couple years. Kyle Van Noy, who was a Patriot for a few years. Justin Matabuke, he resigned. Let's see, and that's pretty much it for them. The big signings. Let's see, Cincinnati Bengals. Now they lost or they let go. Joe Mixon signed Zach Moss. They franchise tag T Higgins, and I believe he's going to play under the franchise tag. Signed Mike Gesicki. He can never really find his footing as a solid tight end in the NFL so far. He gives you sample sizes, but you know what I'm saying. Let's see. They signed Trenton Brown, Sheldon Rankins, Von Bell came back to Cincinnati, and Geno Stone. Now, Cleveland signed famous Jameis. He done took the bakery. He done took the turnover bakery over to Cleveland, baby. So, they got to have like the funniest quarterback room of all time. They got like Deshaun Watson, a.k.a. Mr. Nasty Man, allegedly, the Mr. Rub and Tug. Now they got Jameis Winston. At one point, he was actually accused of sexual assault as well. Tyler Huntley. Actually, they got like 3 black quarterbacks, which is respectable. In the quarterback room. Yo, my chair keeps fucking lowering. This is some bullshit. I gotta get a new fucking chair, dog. Hold on for a second. I gotta get a new fucking chair. Okay. All right. It's bullshit. I gotta get a new chair. Let's see. They acquired Jerry Jeudy in a trade with the Broncos, so hopefully his career will actually fully take off because he showed flashes in Denver. He got into it with Steve Smith, who has been retired, but called him like wide receiver number 3. He took offense to it. But I'm like, dog, you play like a wide receiver number 3. You know what I'm saying? Maurice Hurst, he came over from the Raiders. Devin Bush came over from Pittsburgh. Jordan Hicks. Let's see, Rodney McLeod Jr. I didn't even realize he was still playing in the league. Yeah, because like he helped us win the Super Bowl back in 2017. Corey Boyekis, like he's always like a good free agent punter that like in Madden. If you play Madden and you play franchise, you always see like him. He's always available if you need a punter. Now the Pittsburgh Steelers, their big moves were they got Russell Wilson. They signed him to a 1-year deal, and then they got Justin Fields as well. So their quarterback room is looking like Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, who will probably start, and then Kyle Allen. Then they got Van Jefferson, who came over from the Rams, I believe, either the Rams or the Bears. Cordell Patterson, he came over. Like they still got him listed as a wide receiver, but he's like a wide receiver / running back or something. Quez Watkins went to Pittsburgh, so he stayed in the state of Pennsylvania. But yeah, it was time for him to go because he all of a sudden couldn't catch shit. Let's see, you got Patrick Queen from the rival Baltimore Ravens. Let's see, Deshaun Elliott. Joe Mixon went to the Houston Texans. They re-signed Noah Brown. They pulled off a big trade with Stephon Diggs. Well, got him from Buffalo. They got him along with a 2024 6th-round pick and a 2025 5th-rounder in exchange for a 2025 pick, which is Minnesota's pick. Now they got Dalton Schultz. They re-signed him. Charlie Heck. Yo, that's a heck of a name. Derek Barnett, he re-signed with them because we traded Derek Barnett to Houston last year. Daniil Hunter, he signed a 2-year deal. Let's see, it's a $51 million deal, fully guaranteed. But I'm just like, yo, dog, just give him the whole fucking the 51 million guarantee. What's the $3 million difference? They got Aziz Al-Shaair. He came from the rival Tennessee Titans. So like they got some talent on Houston. Jeff Okudah signed over there. Desmond King the second re-signed. So CJ Henderson. So they got some talent on that Houston roster. So don't sleep on Houston. Let's see. The Indianapolis Colts, they signed Joe Flacco. Yo, my man resurrected his career. He was literally sitting on the bench last year. I mean, sitting on the couch. He was sitting on the couch at home chilling, probably like contemplating retirement. But, you know, Cleveland went through a quarterback disaster. So they brought him in. He got them to the playoffs. They got the shit kicked out of them by Houston in the first round. But, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So he flipped that shit, got paid, got an $8.7 million contract, $4.5 million guaranteed. Let's see. They signed Michael Pittman to a 3-year, $70 million deal, $46 million guaranteed. DeForest Buckner, he was extended for 2 years. Zaire Franklin, he resigned. Kenny Moore resigned. Ronnie Harrison, he resigned. Julian Blackman resigned. So, and then Rigoberto Sanchez resigned. So they kept the majority of their players and bought in like one. They didn't even bring in any outside like big splashes. So I guess that's a win. The Jacksonville Jaguars traded for Mac Jones, which is wild. I mean, you already got Trevor Lawrence, but maybe he's going to challenge Trevor Lawrence for the number one spot. I don't know. Gabe Davis went down to Jacksonville and pretty much stole like $39 million from them. Well, that's fully guaranteed. It's a $50 million contract. He did absolutely nothing in Baltimore. He just had like one good game against Kansas City in the playoffs, like 2 years ago, and he flipped that. He flipped that into a $50 million deal. I ain't mad at him. I'm just mad at the motherfucker signing his checks. Devin Duvernay went to Jacksonville. Yo, Tyler Shatley is a fucking hilarious name. Like, Shatley is a hilarious last name. That shit is crazy. Josh Allen signed a $5 million, $150 million deal. $88 million included, but $88 million is guaranteed, and initially received the non-exclusive franchise tag. Oh, he had initially received the non-exclusive franchise tag from Jacksonville, so he came up. He came up. Foye Aluakan. Yo, he's annoying as fucking Madden, dog. Like, I can't get. Yo, you can't break no tackles on this dude, but he's nice. He signed a 4-year, $45 million deal that includes 22 and a half fully guaranteed. Eric Armstead, he went to Jacksonville as well, and bum ass Ronald Darby. Let's see, Tennessee Titans. They signed Tony Pollard, Mason Rudolph, Calvin Ridley. They gave him the bag. 4 years, $92 million. $50 million guaranteed. Yeah, that's crazy. Let's see, they brought in Kenneth Murray, Chidobe Awuzie, L'Jarius Sneed. Yeah, that was a huge trade for them. He'll make their secondary a hell of a lot better, and he got paid. More importantly, because Kansas City probably they didn't have enough money to pay him because they still gave Patrick Mahomes that $500 million deal, and they paid a couple other people. So, Chris Jones too, but they wasn't going to be able to pay L'Jarius Sneed, so they traded him, and he got his money, so everything worked out. Let's go over to the AFC West. Denver Broncos. Nothing, nothing worth. Nothing worth. Fucking. Mentioning. They're going to suck this year. A whole lot of sucking. Let's see, the Kansas City Chiefs. Yo, the Chiefs brought in Carson Wentz. I didn't even realize that. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he resigned. Marquise Hollywood Brown signed a 1 year, I guess, $11 million, was up to him $11 million, but the incentives is basically like a prove it deal. Like, yo, prove that you could be that guy that you're supposed to be in this league. Irv Smith signed with Kansas City. He'll be a good tight end number 2, pause. Chris Jones actually signed a 5-year, $158.75 million contract, $101 million in guarantees. Derek Nandi, I can't pronounce homie's name, but he's pretty nice too. He tore his ACL, I believe, like late in the season, but he should be back. Probably in good shape. Let's see, they signed Devin Bush and Matt Araiza, the dude who was falsely accused of rape in college, and then the Bills cut him once they found out. Well, once the the word got out, so pretty much like he's getting his redemption. The Las Vegas Raiders, they signed Gardner Minshew. They lost Josh. What was it? Josh Jacobs. Nobody worth. Oh, you know what? They signed Christian Wilkins for a 4-year, $110 million contract, 84.75 guaranteed. And that's pretty much the biggest news. The Los Angeles Chargers, they got pretty much Jim Harbaugh as their coach. Let's see. J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. Yo, they signed a duo of former Baltimore Raven running backs, Hayden Hurst, and that's pretty much it. They didn't make any splashes. Let's see, the Dallas Cowboys. Yo, these niggas ain't signed shit. And I love it. I love it. Their biggest signing is Royce Freeman and Eric Hendricks. They re-signed Jordan Lewis. And that's pretty much it. After whatchamacallit, Jerry Jones said that he's going all in. This does not look it doesn't look like it's going all in. And Cowboy fans is pissed, but as Eagles fan, I fucking love it. I love this shit. Yo, y'all niggas ain't winning no Super Bowl. Let's see. The New York Giants, they signed Drew Lock. He's not bringing the Super Bowl anytime soon. John Runyon Jr. Let's see. Brian Burns was the big pickup for them during the offseason. They got Isaiah Simmons and Jalen Mills. That's pretty much it. Now the Eagles, we was busy. We was busy, really busy in their off season. Okay. This is a long fucking list. All right, so let's get through this shit. All right, so what the fuck? All right, so we got Will Greer, Kenny Pickett. One of them niggas is getting cut in training camp. One of them is probably gonna be like a backup quarterback. We signed Saquon Barkley from the rival Giants. I love it. Giants fans are mad. We signed Paris Campbell, Devontae Parker, re-signed Devontae Smith. Well, I actually gave him a contract extension. Re-signed Albert Agumbambam, or whatever his name is. My bad, homie. CJ Uzama, re-signed Landon Dickerson to a extension. We got Matt Hennessy, re-signed Brandon Graham for one last year. Got Bryce Huff from the Jets, Zach Bond, Oren Burks from the 49ers, Julian Okwara from the Lions, Devin White from Tampa Bay, Tyler Hall, Avante Maddox, brought back CJ Gardner-Johnson, re-signed Jake Elliott, and that's pretty much it. Let's see. The Washington Commanders were actually really, really fucking they were very busy too. They signed Marcus Mariota. They signed like a whole bunch of washed up players. They signed Marcus Mariota, Austin Eckler, re-signed Jamison Crowder, Alameda Zacchaeus, washed up Zach Ertz, Taylor Biotish. He's kind of on the downside of his career too. Cleveland Farrell, Dante Fowler Jr., Bobby Wagner. This would be a great signing if it was like 5 years ago. That's pretty much it. Let's see. The Chicago Bears, they brought in DeAndre Swift, who I wanted the Eagles to re-sign him, but then we got we got Saquon Barkley. So I was like, all right, I can live with that. They brought in Keenan Allen. Let's see if he's still got some tread on the tires. Gerald Everett, his former Charger teammate, re-signed Jalen Johnson to a 4-year, $76 million contract. Brought in Kevin Bayard. He was kind of buns for the Eagles when we traded for him, so let's see if he bounces back. And then Jonathan Owens, who is Simone Biles' husband. I call that nigga Simone Biles' husband. Let's see, the Lions, they brought in, they re-signed Donovan Peoples-Jones, brought in DJ Reader. Let's see, got Carlton Davis in the trade with the Buccaneers. And that's pretty much a big splash for them. Packers, they re-signed A.J. Dillon, brought in Josh Jacobs. And then got Xavier McKinney. So that was a good pickup for them. Minnesota, let's see. It's a whole bunch of no names. It's a whole bunch of signings, but nothing that really jumps out. Let's see. The Atlanta Falcons, they got Kirk Cousins. They signed this man to a 4-year, $180 million contract that has a $50 million signing bonus. Cousins receives $100 million guaranteed, including $90 million in 2024 and 2025, and then another $10 million in 2026. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, that's one thing with Kirk Cousins. That man stays with a contract. He stays with a fully guaranteed contract, and that man stays getting paid. So, hey, I can't knock that man. That man, he be stealing money, but that man, he get paid. So, fuck it. They brought in Darnell Mooney, Rondell Moore in a trade with they got rid of Desmond Ritter. Desmond Ritter sent his ass to the desert. He's going to back up the little short motherfucker, Kyler Murray. Let's see. Carolina, the Panthers brought in Deontay Johnson with a trade with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Signed Jadeveon Clowney. Let's see. Derek Brown agreed to a $96 million deal. That's pretty much it. They got Jordan Fuller. Let's see. The Saints brought in Kellen Mond. Nathan. Oh shit! They signed the Peterman. Yo, the Peterman, Nathan Peterman. Yeah, this motherfucker stays on the NFL roster, and this nigga is butt cheeks, dog. Like, he is completely ass, but he stays with a job. So fuck it. Tyrann Mathieu signed a new 2-year deal. Brought in Willie Gay Jr. from the Chiefs. They actually brought in too, Chase Young. So some minimal moves. Tampa Bay re-signed Baker Mayfield. Re-signed Mike Evans, and they signed Randy Gregory. Let's see. Levante David re-signed. Jordan Whitehead signed a 2-year deal. Antonio Winfield Jr. He got franchise tagged. So let's see. Desmond Ritter, like I said, he went to Arizona. Let's see. And it's a bunch of non-notable. Okay, they got Sean Murphy Bunting. He's a really good corner. Trying to think. Nobody else. The Rams. They brought in Jimmy Garoppolo. Got Tre'Davious White. Signed Cameron Curl. That's pretty much it. See the 49ers. 49ers. They brought in Leonard Floyd. Rock Ya-Sin. That's pretty much it. Seahawks brought in Sam Howell. Let's see. Laviska Shenault. Jerome Baker. That's a pretty good signing for the linebacking core. And that's pretty much it for the NFL free agency. Then you had the NCAA Tournament for the men's and women's. UConn won on the men's side. They beat Purdue. Yo, my seat keeps fucking falling and it's pissing me off. Let's see. Yeah, UConn beat Purdue for their 6th title. They have like 4 titles, I think, like in the last 20 years. And South Carolina on the women's side, they won. They beat Iowa, Caitlin Clark in Iowa. There was Caitlin Clark's 2nd championship loss in consecutive years. Last year they lost to LSU. This year they lost to South Carolina. It was a pretty good game. Caitlin Clark had 18 in the first quarter. They put Raven Johnson on her. Or was it Raven Clark? I think Raven Clark. And then like pretty much like she scored 12 points for the rest of the game and like kind of slowed her down. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what else happened. Well, the NBA playoffs is about to take off. My Sixers won the 7-8 play-in game. So we will play the New York Knicks in the first round of the NBA playoffs. I believe the AC game is going on now. And it's the Hawks playing the Bulls. And the winner of that plays the number 1 seed Boston Celtics. So, yeah, Yeah, we're gonna see what happens with that. The NBA playoffs is about to take off, and it should be. I mean, it's pretty much like a wide open field, really. The Boston Celtics are really like maybe everybody's consensus number one pick to win the championship, but we'll see what happens. Anything can happen in the playoffs. And my Sixers is playing good at the right time. So hopefully we can pull off like, an upset and make it to the NBA finals. And then we'll see who will play in the West, or we'll see if the Celtics just, you know, do what they're supposed to do and make it to the playoff. I mean, make it to the finals. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this episode. I just want to get this episode out because I've been quiet for the last 4 years. I missed 4 years for the last 4 months. So I just wanted to hurry up and get something out. And it feels good to be back. So spread the word. Tell everybody I'm back. Everybody have a good weekend because this is a Friday. Have a good weekend. Everybody be safe. And I will be back very soon. I'll holla at y'all. Peace.